September 3rd, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are President Tsai meets with Czech Senator President Vystrcil and U.S. Undersecretary Krach might visit Taiwan. First, I want to talk about President Tsai meets with Czech Senator President Vystrcil. Today, in the presidential office, President Tsai awarded a medal to the late Czech Senator President Milos Kubera, and she said, "Justice may be late sometimes, but never absent." Vystrcil responded that Taiwan sees doors open in Europe as virus response earns respect. Here are some points to observe. A. We'll talk about the protagonist is the late Czech Senator President Milos Kubera. He originally planned to visit Taiwan in February this year. However, under suppression from the Chinese ambassador to the Czech Republic, he unfortunately passed away in January. President Tsai said he's a good friend to Taiwan. B. The Czech Republic is very thoughtful to give gifts to protect Taiwanese people. Vystrcil offered gifts of the Garnet Cross to President Tsai and emphasized that it has the meaning of rebirth. You can see that this is the Garnet Cross. And except for that, another gift from Vystrcil is a guardian angel to protect Taiwanese. And you can see that this is the guardian angel. And I know that the President Tsai gave Vystrcil's wife an astral shower, 泰雅族披肩, in return. And we know that, talking about the C item, China's opposition to Vystrcil's visit to Taiwan, on the contrary, made Vystrcil's trip even more successful and won the world attention. China Foreign Minister Wang Yi warned Czech Republic that they will pay the heavy price for visiting Taiwan. But the whole world doesn't agree with China, and they see how high-handed China is and how China is building Taiwan. But what I want to ask is China lack of self-confidence? Why is China so nervous about Czech's visit to Taiwan? When Azar visited Taiwan, China was also very anxious and protesting. I want to ask, China, what are you afraid of? Some people say that China is not a Lord Voldemort, 伏地魔, but just a paper tiger trying to look tough. Czech Senator President Vystrcil said that. The Legislative Yuan, he said, "I am a Taiwanese. 我是台湾人." It really touched all Taiwanese. Second issue, I want to talk about the U.S. Undersecretary of State Krach might visit Taiwan. According to the Economic Minister Wang Meihua, the newly announced economic dialogue between Taiwan and the United States will be held by the end of this year. Also, it was reported today that U.S. Undersecretary of State Krach is likely to visit Taiwan on September 22nd. But we know that it is not confirmed yet. Here are some points. A. This dialogue will be launched before formal talks of the existing TIFA, and that is Trade and Investment Framework Agreement, and most likely before the November 3rd U.S. presidential election. B. President Tsai thinks highly of the Taiwan-U.S. economic dialogue and considers as an important development between the two countries. If Krach is really visiting Taiwan, I think the BTA between Taiwan and the United States will be signed soon. Isn't it? Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. And Czech Senator President Milos Vystrcil met with President Tsai at 10:30 a.m. today at the presidential office. President Tsai rewarded the late Czech Senator President Milos Kubera with the order of propitious crowds with special guard and cordon. And we know that this is the 特种大寿青云勋章. And she said that justice may be late, but never absent. We know that China puts a very strong pressure on Czech senators visiting Taiwan. However, Czech senator really fought back China's threat in a very humorous way. You can see that the senator we're talking about from Czech Republic, Ljubomir Ashbrenner, directly posed a portrait of Chinese leader Xi Jinping in front of the door in his room in a hotel with Chinese words that said, "This bad man is not welcome in the room." You can see over here the Chinese character. What is that? We're talking about that is 这个坏人呢 in this room, we're talking about in the Mandarin is 坏鬼在这个房间不受欢迎. And the White House National Security Council also showed their support for Vystrcil's decision to visit Taiwan. And they treated that beautiful words, spoken by Vystrcil of the Czech Republic in Taiwan. No amount of bullying will stop our partners from promoting shared democratic values. Also, there is a huge development between the United States-Taiwan relationship. We know that the third highest U.S. officials, Krach, is likely to visit Taiwan for trade talks. And according to a report, Krach will be the most senior State Department official to visit Taiwan since the two countries severed official diplomatic relations in 1979. And Taiwan economic ministers say that Taiwan-U.S. dialogue will be held by year-end. Minister Wang Meihua said that topics to be discussed will include semiconductors and 5G, as well as strategics in the Indo-Pacific region and supply chain restructuring. Additionally, in response to the Beijing's opposition, Assistant Secretary of State of East Asia and Pacific Affairs, David Stilwell, said that there should not be a so-called strong reactions from China's side. Well, if according to the three joint communiques and the Taiwan Relations Act, the bilateral economic dialogue, U.S.-Taiwan economic relations, and cultural exchanges, etc., are completely allowed. There are no any articles prohibiting these things. On the other hand, to sanction China, according to Reuters, Pompeo announces restrictions on Chinese diplomats in the United States on September 2nd. Pompeo said that it requires senior Chinese diplomats to get State Department approval before visiting U.S. university campuses and holding culture events with more than 50 people outside mission grounds. However, China opposed it. The Embassy of the People's Republic of China in the United States of America and say that, it is another unjustified restrictions and banner on Chinese diplomats and personnel. But Pompeo fought back and said, for years, the Chinese Communist Party has imposed significant barriers on U.S. diplomats working inside the PRC. Taiwan also announced restrictions on China OTT iQIYI today. Taiwan Ministry of Economic Affairs officially banned China's iQIYI. The announcement is effective immediately on September 3rd today. And according to NCC, agents who partner with these banned Chinese OTT service providers could be fined up to $5 million NT based on provisions in the Act governing relations between the people of the Taiwan area and the mainland area. We know that the chairman of iQIYI, Taiwan agent ODD, Fan Lida, said something today. And he said that orders from today and later, such as people purchased through the app, are not in the scope of the company and can no longer be responsible for it. And also, second, iQIYI Taiwan agent will lay off dozens of staffs. And NCC said that, in the future, Taiwanese audience can also and can still watch iQIYI through Hong Kong, but not through Taiwan. But there will be no official office in Taiwan for iQIYI anymore. In the end, I want to tell you there's something interesting. There's a T-shirt selling on the website of Czech Republic. And over here, what kind of T-shirt is that? We're just talking about Vystrcil said something in the Legislative Yuan, right? It said, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's in Czech. It said that I am a Taiwanese. That is what it said. And I just asked, how much is a T-shirt? How much is it? They said, they don't know. It's just, a gesture, and they were just kind of producing it. I really like that, and I hope they can have another Chinese character here, and maybe we can make it in Taiwan, right? 我是台湾人. That would be the view for today. This is Catherine Chang. I hope you enjoy the show. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.